So, doesn't it seem like you just hear about trans stuff a lot these days? Like every day it's like a trans thing and a trans this. And I was trying to think like why? Why do we keep hearing about it? And I think it's because women always making it about them. That's a supportive slam. It's like, what side am I on? That's like a heartwarming, yeah. I believe there's so much women that they're women and that's their problem. It's Inception layer, you're like, do I cancel him or is he on the right side? I can't tell. Someone tell me how I should feel about this. You do hear that phrase a lot. You hear like, trans women are women. You hear that, and I think it's great. Like, I understand the sentiment, but they're like a little different, right? Like just in the fact that you had to say trans women for people to understand the sentence, right? It'd be like saying, Diet Coke is Coke. Right? You're like, yes, it's a form of Coke. And they're like, no, it's Coke. And you go, yeah, it's Coke. It's Coke. You order Coke, and then it comes to you, you go, oh, I think this is, yeah, he loves it. Yeah, he's happy with his Coke. No, I'm just saying, hey, shut the fuck up. Do you want your life to be over? He loves a Coke. This is done. We're done. I'm done with this. I think society is evolving, though. Like, I'm trying to evolve with it, too. Like, I don't think it's that hard to respect people's pronouns. Like, in fact, I go one step further. My pronouns are actually verbs. So when people refer to me, they go, I went to his house. I go, his? Don't you mean skiing? This is a good language joke, guys. Come on, that's... Don't you mean skiing? Okay, so do you guys know who Adam 22 is?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, he's like a podcaster. Like, his wife is a porn star. And they have a podcast, like his wife has a podcast, where they interview porn stars, and then he fucks them at the end of the podcast. And I'm thinking, the audience who listens to podcasts and the audience who watches porn couldn't be further apart. Like, if there was a Venn diagram of like podcast listeners and porno watchers, there's like zero overlap. Who's this podcast for? It's for nobody. It's just for her. Like, on YouTube, you could see where the points of interest are. If you watch that podcast, it would be nothing, fucking off the charts. Who's watching this podcast in its entirety? Just, they have a coffee tumbler and they're on the 405. Like, oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh, and then an hour in, like, oh, they're fucking, okay. Oh, it's time. I like it because I get to get informed, then I get to jizz at the end, No other podcast combines my two love of conversation and fucking at the end. It's just like, who's this for? Right? Because even with like regular porn, they do scenes that are talking for like 2 minutes, and you guys are like, what is this? This is that on steroids. Fucking 2 hours before you get the fucking? Any guy who watches that in his entirety, like, put him on an FBI list. A guy who sits down and just starts eating popcorn and just... worry about that guy. Lock him up. That's not a normal guy. Making fun of American microphones? I don't like it. You're here now. These are the mics we use. You be proud, all right? These are the freedom mic. It may not work as good as one in Singapore, but you're free. Yeah, Ronnie was talking about the pandemic and everything. Like, now they're saying, like, it's more supported. The lab leak theory is actually kind of happening. Do you think the guy who loves bat wing soup is just like, finally, yeah. I told you guys, it's not the wet markets. Got a bad rap. Like, I thought they were going to shut down the wet markets, but, yes, it's the lab. It's not like the delicious bat wing soup. I think the perk of COVID, though, is like, it's an illness that people respect, you know what I mean? Like, if someone invites you to a party or something and you go, I'm a little sick, I have a cold, they're like, fuck you. But if you're like, I have COVID, they're like, I get it. It was almost worth the pandemic just for the awesome excuse to get out of things. I have COVID. He has COVID. He can't come, babe. But like a cold, they're like, fuck you. Come on, just bring Kleenex. Isn't it funny that like you can only Michael Jackson dance to Michael Jackson music? Like it's such a niche form of dance. Like if you do jazz, you can dance to all jazz songs. But Michael Jackson only works with Michael Jackson songs. Like you can't listen to a Drake song at the club and be like, even though you're killing it, people will be like, it's the wrong song. This may be too dumb, but why not? So garbage day is like once a week, right? Yeah? Come on, guys. No, it's like the weirdest. Come on, garbage day is once a week. I need the momentum to ride into the rest of this bit. I need you guys to be pumped about garbage day. But when you look at a garbage truck kind of pick up the dumpster, it looks very violent. It looks like it's a predator. Like it's a deer, because it's like, I'm like, run away, dumpster, run away. Because it's just like this, and they're just picking, like, right? You all think this, right? I'm not the only one. That's on par with imitation crab meat, if there's any. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, we got some regulars. If you don't get that, you should have been here last time. Do I do it again? Do I do the worst? I do it every show. Okay. The reason I say that is because it did really bad last show. Really? You liked it? All right. I mean, you're really building it up here. It's just a dumb impression. That was kind of a dumb impression of a garbage truck. So this is my impression of imitation crab meat. Okay? All right. Do you get it? Because he's not a real crab, so. He hopes nobody realizes that he's not a real crab. You know, no. It's not good where the only way the joke works is when you explain it to the audience. Like, he looks that way because he's not a real crab. Do you see? I only did it for you, bro. Thank you. Who cares? So dumb. What if you watch my special? I get so big, I'm doing Madison Square Garden, and that's my closer. I'm like, thank you, God! Because everyone's like, I love his imitation crab meat bit. And you're like, I saw him working out in the belly room. I saw it when it was nothing, and now it's a sensation. Garbage men are like, hey, imitation crab meat guy! Yeah, keep it up, my kids love you! Thanks for being a fan, dude. Yeah, anytime. You in New York? Just throwing trash. Hey, it looks like a predator when it takes the dumpster, right? I said that. They didn't think it was funny, though. This might be too open-ended. It's not very tight or anything. But sometimes women will like wonder why guys will say they want to be in a relationship, and then once they have sex, they kind of fade away. And I think those are poor guys. Those are, cause like they're poor, but they still want to fuck, you know? But they've gone on 2 dates and they're like, I'm in too deep. I've put too much money into this. I need a return on investment. Like they'll say anything, like yeah, I want kids and like you could be the one, just to fuck, cause they swam too far out of shore. They've taken you to Cheesecake Factory 3 times and they're like, this is like half my life savings. I need to fuck. I'm gonna say whatever I gotta do to fuck.